I have a question for you. How many payments are still waiting for you this month? Student loan, credit card, rent, maybe an installment payment. You already know the number. But do you know this? How many decisions in your life are those payments making for you? Milo didn't know. 1 year after graduation, he's standing in the kitchen, staring at his phone screen. Checking account, $618. Credit card due, 3 days. Student loan auto pay, 2 days. Rent, 5 days. Did that look terrifying to you? Probably not. And that is exactly why I'm making this video. Because the most dangerous debt is not the debt that scares you. The most dangerous debt is the debt that feels normal. Milo looks at those numbers and says, I can manage this. Because everyone has student loans. Because everyone has a credit card. Because everyone starts this way. That is wrong. Everyone may start with similar debt, but not everyone starts with the same relationship to debt. In the same city, there is someone else Milo knows from graduation. Ethan. Same school, same student loans, same rent pressure, same income range. Almost the same conditions, almost the same life. But one of them, 3 years later, will be able to change jobs. The other won't. One of them will be able to say no. The other won't. One of them will be able to survive one bad month. The other will collapse in it. The difference between them was not salary. It was not luck. It definitely was not intelligence. The difference was the level of debt they were living in. In this video, I'm going to show you the 6 levels of debt. Not like a balance, like a way of life. Because the same number can create 2 completely different realities in 2 different people. One person is only slowed down by it. The other is hollowed out from the inside. And which level are you in right now? By the end of this video, you'll see that much more clearly. And at this point, I need your support. Hit like and subscribe. If you've done the 2 clicks, let's begin. Level 1. Debt still looks innocent. The first paycheck comes in. The numbers line up on Milo's screen. Student loan balance, $31,400. Monthly payment, $327. Credit card balance, $1,180. Laptop payment, $63. Take-home pay, $3,420. Did those numbers sound serious to you? Probably not. They didn't sound serious to Milo either, and that is exactly where the problem begins. At level 1, debt doesn't look like a threat. It looks like standard starter equipment for adult life. The phone was necessary. The laptop was necessary. Everybody has a card. And student loans? Everyone has those too. At this stage, no one says, I'm in debt. They just say, I'm building my life. That sentence is the biggest trap in level 1, because debt does not hit you in the face at first. It comforts you. It lets you buy something now. It pushes the pressure into tomorrow. It makes today look cleaner than it really is. But what you are actually doing is harsher than that. You are pulling your future paycheck into the present, one small piece at a time. There is no insomnia yet, no panic yet, no collapse yet. There is only a floor that is getting softer. Ethan starts at the same level. He carries the same kinds of debt. But there is one small difference. Milo hears these numbers like background noise. Ethan sees them as a quiet but real weight. At first, that difference looks insignificant. Later, it changes the whole story. The summary of level 1 is simple. Debt does not look like a problem yet, because it does not feel like one. Level 2. Debt becomes a relief button. A few months later, not only the numbers change, the behavior changes too. Milo no longer reaches for the card only when he needs something. He reaches for it when he's tired. To order food after work. To buy something small when he feels off. To reward himself by saying, this month has been too much. Does that sound familiar? At this stage, debt is no longer a financial tool. It becomes emotional regulation. And that is a far more dangerous shift than level 1. Because now, the person no longer fully feels that they are spending money. They are just removing friction. Instead of waiting, they buy. Instead of deciding, they delay. Instead of building discipline, they activate the card. According to the CFPB's latest report, the average interest rate on general-purpose credit cards reached 25.2%. For private label cards, it was 31.3%. So what Milo is buying is not food or some tiny comfort. What he is really buying is a very expensive right to say, I don't want to deal with this right now. And every month, that right turns into a bill. The summary of level 2 is this. Debt doesn't ruin your wallet first. It ruins your character first. It breaks your discipline line first. Then the numbers arrive. Level 3. Debt starts working faster than you do. Before the first year is over, the picture gets harder. Balance: $4,760. APR: 24.99%. Minimum payment: $143. On paper, those numbers can still look manageable. But the problem at level 3 is not the number. It is the mechanism. You try to recover. Debt recovers faster than you do. You take a breath at the end of the month. Interest pulls that breath right back out of you. You think you managed to set aside $300. Debt steals $420. And for the first time, people truly feel that sentence in their body. I am running, but I am not moving. That feeling is not an illusion. It is a mathematical fact. According to New York Fed data, total U.S. credit card balances reached $1.28 trillion by the end of 2025. What does that mean? It means credit card debt has become a normalized way of life. And at that point, you start telling yourself, if everyone lives like this, then this must be normal. No. If everyone carries the same disease, that does not make the disease healthy. The rule of level 3 is brutal. As long as new debt stays open, old debt does not close. Level 4. Debt takes over the calendar. From here on, debt doesn't just show up on the screen. It starts living in the calendar. The first, rent. The third, student loan. The 7th, card statement. The 12th, auto pay. The 18th, insurance. The 24th, the day you hope nothing else goes wrong this month. Milo no longer makes decisions by asking, what is better? He makes decisions by asking, what won't blow me up this week? That is a very different life. From the outside, it still looks normal. You go to work, you talk, you laugh, you even make weekend plans. But inside, something has changed. You are no longer the one in charge of your decisions. Debt is. At level 4, people do not only pay money, they pay with time. They pay with attention. They pay with energy. They pay with the courage to change jobs. The summary of level 4 is this. There is no dramatic collapse. There is constriction. And a life that is shrinking is much harder to notice than a life that is exploding. Level 5. Debt sticks to identity. This is one of the worst levels, because here, the problem does not show up in your wallet, it shows up in your language. Milo starts saying things like, I'm just bad with money. This is just who I am. No matter what I do, it doesn't get better. I'll live after I get this paid off. Do those sound familiar? Because millions of people say them every day. And what they are doing, without realizing it, is this. They are turning a financial problem into a permanent identity. At level 5, a person loses twice. The first loss is money. The second loss is themselves. Because debt doesn't just eat the budget here, it eats the imagination of the future. The summary of level 5 is this. Debt is no longer in your account, it is in your head. And the debt in your head is far harder to pay off than the one in the bank. Level 6. Debt chokes life itself. By the end of the third year, the gap is completely open. Ethan is not rich, but he is standing. He can think about leaving the wrong job. He can survive one bad month. He can look at a new opportunity. He can wait a little. He can breathe. Milo cannot. He cannot move. He cannot change jobs. He cannot rest. He cannot wait. He cannot survive one bad month. At this point, the issue is no longer budget. It is life capacity. At this level, debt does not kill money first. It kills room to move. And that becomes the biggest loss of all. Optionality. The option to leave a job. The option to delay a decision. The option to move to another city. The option to say no. The option to make a mistake and still stay standing. That is level 6. Selling tomorrow in order to survive today. Now think again about the two lives at the beginning of this video. Same school, same graduation, same student loans, same first job, same rent. One of them took debt seriously, early. The other treated debt like the natural floor of life. The difference was not intelligence. It was not some miracle salary. The only real difference was this. One of them kept debt as a tool. The other let debt turn into a behavior and then into character. And the same starting point led to two different endings. At level 1, debt looks innocent. At level 2, it becomes a relief button. At level 3, it starts working faster than you do. At level 4, it takes over the calendar. At level 5, it sticks to identity. At level 6, it chokes life itself. And every level survives on the same lie. I'll fix it later. No. Debt usually does not grow through one huge explosion. It grows by looking normal for too long, quietly, slowly, a little deeper every month. So the real question is not, how much debt do you have? The real question is this: how much of your life is your debt controlling? Because the same balance can place two people on two different levels. One person carries debt, the other is carried by it. And the scariest level is not the one with the highest number. The scariest level is the one where debt starts to feel normal to you, because by then, the system has already caught you. Later in this video, we'll talk about how to get out of these levels, in what order, and with what kind of logic. But before that, ask yourself one honest question. What level are you in right now?